All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. This will be taken about the 12. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This is Lamar Miller. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now a carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
You're right.
On 1st and 10, Luck looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now the rookie from NC State, this is Naeem Hines. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Locke. Throw left side, complete. It's Doyle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. From the gun, here's Locke. And he's got his man, Hilton. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. Locke able to find Hilton there for a Colt 1st down. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. A shotgun snap for Luck. He'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's go. Alert, alert.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. And it's a clinic that we're seeing put on here so far. 6 for 6 first drive of the game for him passing.
You know, I'm a defensive guy, and while I'm admiring the heck out of what they're doing, throwing the ball around, all I keep thinking is this is where the quarterback has to go down. You've got to ruffle his timing, change things up, get some more pressure on him, because right now he's way too comfortable in throwing the ball downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Orleans Darkwa, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Come back, come back. Hey, blue 80.
Watson on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. Pierre Desir able to get a hand in and make that play.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Hey, blue 80.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Griffin. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down.
Green the line. Green the line.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defense.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Jones on the return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Luck on 1st down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at about the... And he lost the football. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. After the interception, here's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They begin the drive with Hines. Found a little room there as he's out to about the 37. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Out of the gun, Luck. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Luck. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Now Darkwa. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
To throw is Luck. Now a hit, and Luck lost the football. It's out. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Now Luck. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down.
Down. Back 22. Back 22.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson. He's going to fire one deep up. And got his man. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. A huge play there for Houston. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Down. Back 22.
A first down carry now for Miller. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Green 39. Green 39.
On second down, here's Miller. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Richmond. Hey, Blue 80. Blue 80.
Watson on third down. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. The ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with second and very long. To throw on second is Watson, and he rips that one incomplete there. The intended target was Corey Coleman. Third down here.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The Texans on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and a mile. Out of the gun, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Brendan Langley picks it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the interception, it's long. Caught left side by Hilton. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. The Texans on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, here's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. They'll run with Darkwan. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy's stone-faced wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, third quarter. And now running right through it. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Love. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Love. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Back to throw, Love. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 10 more there and another first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Grant. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Luck now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Here's Luck. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that.
There he goes, left side. And he takes it all the way, but there is a flag down, so hold the celebration. This one's coming back. And the holding penalty sets them back inside the 20 as they get going on this drive. Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Richmond.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run. and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. They give him a gain of 37.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Watson. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now Watson to throw on second down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jabal Sheard in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back.
Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Brendan Langley picks it, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
12.
On 1st and 10, Locke. Throw left side on target to Kane, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Luck now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. On the run, Darkwa. Powerful running. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down. Yardage here, knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Watson looking to throw on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for two.
Richmond.
They'll look to run for it with Williams. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for two does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now a first down throw. Luck. Complete to Hilton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. Here's Darkwa. And he'll get a little over two, maybe a full three down to the 32-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They run with Hines. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to two remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Colts on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
12. Check out. 590.
From the gun, here's Luck. Escaping the pressure. Now a hit, and Luck lost the football. It's out. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally coughed it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. They begin the drive with Williams. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Looking to throw on second down. Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. He's going to loft one. Deep left side. He's got a man. Complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Coleman, 77 yards. And the Texans cut into that lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Luck on first down. And the catch made by Hilton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Now a toss play. It's Hines. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Colts on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. Now Luck. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. So Luck down to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one.
you.